Here we have a really beautiful paleo storystone facing mammoth effigy made out of just really pretty Andara volcanic glass, I believe, from Mount Shasta, California. This glass is just beautiful light blue and kind of shimmers based on and changes a little bit of color based on how the light reflects from it. And it's just wonderful glass. We have a X-ray fluorescence XRF spreadsheet we just posted on my website, antiquitiesoftheamericas.com, which we have a link to on our YouTube channel. You can also access it by paleostorystones.com. And under the About Us tab, at the bottom where the publications are, there's a box that shows XRF X-ray fluorescence spreadsheet. The spreadsheet was performed by the Geology Department of the University of Stephen Austin, Texas, and is a very scientific and very well done spreadsheet showing the atomic structure of this glass. And what you'll see in that XRF spreadsheet is the atoms that are included in this glass. Now, it differs greatly from obsidian and tektites and modern-made glass, because obsidian is made from silicon dioxide. This glass has no oxygen in it. It has silicon in it, but it doesn't have the oxygen atom. So there's no oxygen in this Andara volcanic glass, and obsidian is loaded with oxygen. Tektites are also silicon dioxide loaded with oxygen. And man-made glass has silicon dioxide or calcium oxide, and it has sodium that was used, soda, to provide sodium, Na, to lower the melting point of silicone to make it commercially feasible to make man-made glass. So this differs from man-made glass, obsidian, and tektites greatly. And if you hit the tab on the About Us page on my website, you will see the spreadsheet that gives all the atoms that make up this beautiful Andara volcanic glass. Now what we have here is a cool face looking up from the back of the mammoth. This side of the piece is typical Clovis type manufacture. I believe this to be Clovis from Mount Shasta. It's very reminiscent of the beautiful periwinkle blue, what I call the finest, or likely the finest, mammoth effigy ever discovered, which is on my YouTube channel. It's a periwinkle blue mammoth effigy from Mount Shasta, and it's beautifully engraved, flaked and engraved. This is beautifully flaked and engraved. This side is mainly unifacial, however, which is somewhat typical of Clovis manufacture. And then the other side is where we have a lot of the etching and a lot of the flaking. Large percussion flaking, and here to form the arch between the front leg and the back leg has all been pressure flaked. But what we have here is a face looking up from the back of the mammoth. That's the eye of the face, the nose, and the mouth over here, looking up from the back of the mammoth. And this is a mammoth facing left. We also could have a face here, and the mouth down here looking out from the back of the mammoth. But that's a mammoth facing left. And there is some engraving on this side, but it is mainly unifacial. However, when we turn it over this way, that was the mature mammoth. Now we're going to image the baby mammoth with this little hook down here. It's baby trunk. And now we have that baby mammoth looking off to the right. And its eye is right there. Those engraving lines that were part of that face eye is now the eye of the mammoth. And that's all done on the other side of the glass. So this was meant to be viewed on this side, but it was mainly worked on the other side. We have that baby mammoth looking off to the right. And then when we hold it this way, we have a face with a nose and a mouth and the eye up here. facing off to the left. And that's the face looking up from the back of the mature mammoth. And there is some engraving on this side as well. You can see those large engraving lines that were performed on this side. But the other side is really beautifully etched and engraved. Look at all those beautiful engraving lines there. Again, reminiscent of the Mount Shasta periwinkle blue one that you'll see on my YouTube channel is what I call one of the finest mammoth effigies ever discovered. Now we have a great mammoth facing off to the right. That's the mature mammoth now facing off to the right. Look at that engraving. I love those the sweeping engraving lines, and up on top of its back as well. Look at that. That's all done in Paleolithic times. These effigies were only made in the Paleolithic period. We won't find them in the early Archaic period, because once the mammoth died out, the mammoth cult died out with it. And these go back all the way to Homo habilis. I've traced them back 2.2 million years ago to Homo habilis. So these were made by our paleo ancestors for over 2 million years. And this beautiful Andara volcanic glass, it comes from Indonesia. I have some specimens found by an acquaintance of mine in Arizona who found them in a dry volcanic creek bed. And then, of course, Lady Nellie Thompson found the Mount Shasta specimens on her property up at Mount Shasta, California. So that's the mature mammoth there. And then we hold it this way. That's the pointed nose right there of the baby mammoth right here, facing off to the left, and its eye with all that engraving there, which is the hair around the eye of the baby mammoth. That's the eye right there, flaked out with all the hair flaring out around the eye. And that's the little trunk right there facing off to the left. Just beautiful Andara volcanic glass. And under the More section of this video, there is also a link to the X-ray Fluorescence XRF Spreadsheet tab that will take you right to the XRF Spreadsheet tab on my website, antiquitiesoftheamericas.com, also known as Paleo Storystone Face and Mammoth Effigies.com. So just another outstanding, beautiful Andara volcanic glass Paleo Storystone Face and Mammoth Effigy.